Well, good morning and welcome to Stockton Woods in Priddy, actually. This is a very impromptu stop. I was sort of just driving towards Bristol and over the Mendips it's just completely foggy, and I actually drove past this wood. And then I got about 10 minutes down the road and thought, I can't do it. I just cannot drive past all of this. Yeah, this mist in this woodland. I don't know if there's anything here. I have walked in this wood a couple of times before, but not really for anything sort of scouting wise. And I don't remember seeing anything that really sort of stood out to me. But obviously in the mist, it makes things look different. So there might be something here that stands out that didn't before when there wasn't any mist here. Usually people that come here will usually shoot the lake, which is just on the other side of the road, because there's sort of a lake and then there's a tree that stands on this little hill, and that seemed to be the favoured shooting spot in this location anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a wander around and see what I get, and I'm sorry if the audio isn't great. I was actually on my way to have a wander around Avonmouth this morning, which I'm still going to do later. So I wasn't intending to make a video today, so I haven't actually got my my mic with me. So yeah, so sorry if the audio is bad. However, there isn't any wind today, so I'm hoping the audio is going to be okay. So yeah, I'll get on and have a wander. But this is beautiful this morning, absolutely beautiful. Got that air of mystery, it's just lovely. Like I say, because I was going to have a wander around Avonmouth today, I've come out with two different cameras. I've come out with my LUMIX S5 Mark II, and I've come out with my C3 Mamiya, because I wanted to take more sort of street style photography in and around Avonmouth and just do a bit of a video about doing that sort of thing, stepping out your comfort zone, which that is for me. So yeah, what a treat to be able to sort of stop and, you know, just see this on the way in. Just could not resist it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on into the mist and see what we can find, if anything. So yeah, hopefully there's some shots out here. Right, so I've just stopped here. It is a bit of a rush stop, I'm going to be honest. Like I said, I haven't got any compositions in mind. You guys know that I struggle with sort of photography like this, but I'm doing my hardest to sort of improve things. But I've just stopped here. I quite like this scene with these two trees here. I've gone for like a pano because I love the pano on this LUMIX S5ii. I keep calling it the sort of Hasselblad X-Pan pano from the film camera. Obviously can't afford the film camera, ridiculously expensive. So you know, sort of the next big thing, I guess. So yeah, I just love that crop. But what I've got here, which I'm liking, is this little bit of a sort of a path through these trees and just heading out into that mist. Focused on this tree here. Not really bothered about anything else behind it because it wants to disappear off out into the mist anyway. But yeah, I'm quite liking that. There is a bit of a path over there as well, so I'm going to try that. There's some ferns and bits and pieces dotted about. So yeah, so I'm going to try that also. But I'm at f8 and it's about 15 seconds at the moment. I'm shooting in that ISO 100. Yeah, so quite like this shot. First one in the bag. I have got the like I say, my Mamiya C3, but I've only got black and white for it, and I did have in mind walking around Avonmouth for that, which I still want to do. Now I'm a bit low on film at the moment. Haven't got my 4x5 with me because all my film holders are full of film and I need to develop them, and we just moved house recently, so we're still just trying to get the house sorted before I break out all of the developing stuff and get everything developed. Because labs around me, or the ones that certainly I've tried, they don't develop 4x5 in house. They always send them away, and it's ridiculously expensive, and I have to end up waiting quite a few weeks to get it back. So I'd rather develop the film that I've actually shot myself. So I'm sort of stuck really with 2 rolls of black and white and some portrait 4x5. But I've got no film holders for my 4x5 because they're all full of film. And then I have, like I say, a couple of rolls of 120mm black and white, which I'm just saving for Avonmouth today. So I've opted just to come around here. And the other thing is, because I'm not really sure what I'm shooting, I've not been here before. I just know there's mist in this wood, and that's it really. So I'm literally just impromptu stop off, get some shots, and I just think maybe the best way to do that is with my digital camera for the moment. If there is something that is amazing and that I see, I will break the Mamiya out and I will put black and white in the Mamiya and obviously shoot it. But for the moment, I'm just getting some what I would call a snapshots more than anything, and hopefully one of them is, when I look at it back later, is a keeper. But for now, like I say, I'm just gonna have a wander around here and just enjoy the woodland and the fog really. So yeah, but it's beautiful just listening to the birds and everything. It's so quiet here, can't hear any car noises or road or anything like that, and I just seem like I've got the wood to myself at the moment. So yeah, I'm sure that'll change the dog waters later because it is a popular spot for dog walkers. But yeah, I'm gonna get on and see what else I can find. Right, what I've managed to find here is this beautiful little tree. I'm not quite sure what type of tree that is, but this beautiful little tree here with some brown leaves on it in amongst all this greenery. It just is such a standout little tree. I'm shooting this at 3.2. I really like a pano in this. The issue with the pano in this shot is I need to be sort of a bit further around here. And this sort of end of this tree that's fallen over, as nice as it looks with that moss on, it just ends up off balancing or making the picture sort of not balanced right. It's just too heavy on this side because of that big sort of bulb on the end of there, big bulb of green. But I've managed to find a little composition here. I've had a bit of a walk round just to see what's best, and like I say, because of that, that's a bit dominant in the scene, that is. So what I've done is I've removed that and just I'm zoomed in at 60mm on this, which is the longest this lens will do. It says 20 to 60. It's the kit lens that comes with the camera, and I've taken a high res mode, and I've also just taken some standard shots, and like I say 3x2, the standard full center readout. It's about a second at f11, so that's what I'm shooting at here. And yeah, I just really like this scene. I'm really pleased with it. I do wish I had a roller portrait because I would have stuck it for the C3. I am tempted to put my black and white in the C3 and shoot this, but I don't think it'll have the same sort of striking image in black and white that it does in colour, just because simply you've got the green and then that sort of lovely brown colour of those leaves. So I don't think the black and white would work in this instance, so I'm not going to break my film camera out to take the shot in black and white. But yeah, a lovely scene. What I would say, as just, you know, being in this forest, it's like when I look down there, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but hopefully it will do, but quite, you know, far down there, probably 500-600 meters down there, in amongst the trees, there is another one of these trees just sat on its own, and from here it's sort of in the mist, and it stands out in that mist among that green. But obviously with mist, like you probably know already, you walk into it and you sort of see something in the distance, you think, oh yeah, that looks really nice in sort of the mist, but I need to get a bit closer to sort of, you know, make that the features sort of stand out. But of course the closer you get, the mist dissipates because you're getting closer to the subject. So this is where I would have liked to have had a longer focal length lens, something like the 1-400 Sigma, which I have been looking at, or the Panasonic 70 to 200, something like that, just so I could have picked out things like that down there, that are sort of, if I tried to say that 60mm, it'd just look a mess because I'd had all branches and all sort of things in. But if I'd have had that longer focal length, I could have just picked that out in the mist there, and it would look, you know, amazing in my eyes. But I haven't got that option, so I'm having to work with what I got, which is 20mm to 60mm length. So it's what I've got. But like I say, back to this scene here, this is just beautiful. I love this tree in all its glory in amongst this greenery. So yeah, the shot will be on the screen right now, and I hope you like that shot. Certainly I like the scene here, so hopefully it comes out, fingers crossed. Now, a lot of people would look at this and go, don't want that in my shot because somebody's obviously made that little den, but I kind of like it. I like the path leading through. I like the splashes of colour from them trees that are dotted about. I love the green. I just love the trees, and obviously the mist as well just brings the scene together. And I love this thing, and the reason why I love this thing is because that's quite a impressive one that they've sort of built there, kids or whatever, and it just reminds me of when I was a kid and I used to you know, build stuff like that. And yeah, I just thought it's a nice scene. I really like this scene, and it's literally 10 yards from the one I've just taken a second ago. So yeah, I really like this. It looks really nice. I've taken it in a pano mode, I've taken it in a square format, and I've taken it in a 3x2 in both high res and just standard 24 megapixel mode. So I'm gonna have a play with them and see what I like the best. Now I know that I can just take the high res mode and then crop in on that image later. That's, you know, one of the benefits of that high res mode is you get a 90 odd megapixel picture, and you can just crop it to your heart's content. But I like getting things as right as possible in camera, and obviously you know, that just harks back to the film side of, you know, what I do. So I've just taken some different modes, you know, 1:1, pano and 3x2, and like I say, I will see what I like best, have a play around with it. It might be that I take the high res mode, because that, what happens in the high res mode is it cuts out the 2:1 and the sort of the pano mode. It cuts them out and just leaves you with a 4:3 ratio, a 3:2, and a 1:1. I think that's all the three that it leaves you with. Anyway, it's them ones it leaves you with. If it's not, I'll put the list here. So yeah, I've taken the 1:1 in high res mode and in standard full sensor mode, and we'll see what we get. But yeah, I really like this scene. It's really beautiful scene. Yeah, and so far, I'm going to be honest, I'm really happy with this camera. I know I'm only a week into having it, and you would have seen me use this now a few times because of the way that the videos come out. Like I say, I'm releasing LUMIX videos on a Wednesday, where I'm just using this camera, so obviously this one will turn into a Wednesday video, and then Mondays is going to be my film photography sort of days. So if you don't like digital and you're just purely film, just watch my Monday videos. They'll still be coming, and they are my priority. If you're more into your digital and you're interested about the LUMIX camera and my sort of journey with it, then Wednesdays is your day. So yeah, so I'm impressed with this so far. I'm liking it. I'm loving the video features on it. And like I say, the stills that I'm getting so far, although I haven't taken a massive amount with it, I'm liking them so far. So yeah, I am liking this camera, and I'm so far pleased with my choice of camera. So yeah, but anyway, this scene's beautiful. Hope you like this shot. It's going to be on screen now. I think I found the shot of the morning, and it is this beautiful tree just nestled in amongst these sort of taller trees and all this greenery, and then that beautiful sort of splash of light brown it's just beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. So it's a bit of a mess down here, as you can see, so I'm trying to cut that out, but I quite like the trees on either side, and then the branches coming on down and sort of framing this this little tree in the middle here. It's just such a beautiful scene. And I'm just going to move my tripod about a little bit. As you can see, I'm in a sort of a little bit of a hole. I'm going to try and just move my tripod around a little bit, just try some different angles, some different sort of setups. I know loads of people have mentioned this before on videos, and I will mention it again, although I didn't film it because I haven't actually got two tripods. I've only got one, so I'm having to hand hold everything I do with this with my iPhone. But it is important to, when you get to something like this, it's really easy just to get like really excited and go, oh my god, I'm going to shake that right, and you just literally stick your tripod legs out fully, plonk your camera on top and take a shot. Now, you know, what is important really is you just put your tripod on the floor. Don't even, if it's in your bag, don't get it out. Just leave the thing in your bag, or just drop it on the floor and just go with your camera. Try different angles, get sort of low on it, get higher on it, sort of, you know, different sort of angles, a bit of you know, bit of this and a bit of that, you know, dodging about and just seeing what works. Because I've been guilty of it in the past. I'm still guilty of it now, especially with my large format camera. Because I'm looking for a level tripod and I'm working with a big camera, although it's not heavy, it's big. You know, I've got to get under the sort of dark cloth to be able to compose the image and focus it. It does just lend itself to literally dropping the legs on the tripod out fully, and so it's at sort of eye height when you've stood up fully, and looking through it and sort of composing from there, and using the rise and fall on the lens itself to sort of move almost like you're moving the tripod up and down, but you're not, you're moving the lens up and down. So what that then does though is when I then come out with my Mamiya or my digital camera or anything like that, the temptation just to drop the leg straight out on the tripod, plonk the thing on top and take a photo is just sort of almost built in me, because I'm just used to doing it with my large format camera. So I even have to tell myself, don't put the camera up, don't put the tripod up, sorry, just get the camera out and have a walk round and see what you can find, rather than just plonking it straight on the tripod. So so that's what I've been doing, and I'm just going to move around slightly just to make sure that I get separation of that tree on its own. But it's absolutely beautiful, this scene, and I hope you enjoy the picture which is coming up now. So hopefully I've managed to do it justice. So yeah. So I just want to show you, you know, my settings here that I've got on. So I'm shooting on high res mode at the moment, which is indicated by this sort of up here, which is sort of a pixel on pixels, that's supposed to be. I've got my stabilization off, as you can see in the corner here. I'm not bothered about the white balance. I'm just shooting in cloudy because I can change that later. I've got a standard profile on that the camera comes with, because again I'm shooting raw, so I'm going to change that later. And then sort of down the bottom here, I have got autofocus on at the moment, and I'm obviously just focusing on the tree. I'm shooting at f11. I have got some exposure compensation set just here, and I'm shooting at ISO 500 to try and keep the shutter speed fairly quick, and that's just because there is a little bit of movement, and I'm trying to make sure that I get things as sort of nailed as possible without movement, because if I just zoom up here, you can see that these trees are moving, so I'm just trying to pick my time carefully when I take the shot. I have got, with the high res mode which I'm in at the moment, this is obviously a square crop 1:1. I do have it set so there's a 4-second timer, so when I shut the press the shutter button, it waits 4 seconds before it then takes the series of 8 images, and then when I shoot in the standard 24 megapixel mode, I have a 2-second timer on, so when I shut the obviously press the shutter, it wasted 2 seconds before taking the shot. So just to make sure that there's no tripod wobble and stuff when I take a shot. So there's my settings for the moment. But yeah, this scene is just such a beautiful scene. I'm just liking the way that, like I said, I've just plonked this straight in the middle, and that you've got the trees and stuff, you know, just going off into the mist there. And I love all the green just around this tree. It just makes this tree pop and stand out, really. So it's a beautiful image, and yeah, I'm just going to get on and shoot a few more of this. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Like I say, I'm sorry if the audio is not quite up to what it normally is, to normal standards, but it was definitely a impromptu stop this morning. I didn't mean to come here. Like I say, my idea this morning was Avonmouth, and just doing a bit around that, which is where I'm heading now, so that'll be a different video. And I was hoping to use the Mamiya C3 there, and I've got to admit, if it's socked in like this down in Avonmouth, then perhaps not. The forecast was supposed to be for sort of sunny, partly cloudy, so that was the idea there, but that might have to be a different day. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the images in it, and if you did, please leave a like on the video. Then that is always appreciated. It helps me out massively. And if you're liking the content and the channel in general, and your thing is sort of film photography more than anything, with a bit of digital splashed in amongst it, then please consider subscribing, because that means a massive amount to me. And I just want to thank everybody that already has. It means a massive amount to me. It helps me out loads, helps me on my journey of sort of building my YouTube channel, and you know, just seeing where it goes, really. So yeah, massive thank you to everyone that leaves a like and subscribes and watches the video, and obviously leaves a comment below. So yeah, if you want to leave a comment below, then do so. Always read them all, and try to get back to everyone, which I do. And yeah, I shall see you in the next one, which might be in a film video on a Monday stood in Avonmouth. But for now, I shall leave you guys to it, and I'll see you in the next one.